Good evening. That intro didn't work quite as well as I thought it was going to do. It should have been ready to go the first time. Shouldn't have had to click twice. What a nightmare. Need to spend some money on this production. How are we all? It's Friday night. Gameweek 25 Eve. I am almost ready to go, although I think I'm going to take a hit tonight for a defender, so that'll be interesting. Gonna need your help, I think. I even had spreadsheets ready to rock. I've got defensive possibilities. Are we really going to think about getting rid of Heaton? Potentially. Not very good home fixtures left. We'll see. I guess we're probably going to talk about Sigurdsson quite a bit, right? Unless people have already made their moves at this point. Hits for defenders, I know. You wouldn't believe it, would you? Oh, actually, you say I'm prepared. I started doing this. I had a bit of time before the stream today. Because usually like, I jump out here at 25 past 9 or just before 9 when I'm going to start. And then I set everything up. Set it to go live so that everyone's in here by the time we get going. And I'm always rushing. Today I had plenty of time, so rather than just make sure I was ready to go at 9:30, I started doing spreadsheets. So, prepared, not prepared, I don't know. How are we all anyway? What's up, Fozzie? Espen, good to see you again. My transfer this week was, well, so far it's Morales to Sigurdsson. But like I said, I'm thinking of bringing in another cheap defender after the Jones news today. So we'll see. Lallana to Sigurdsson done. Yeah, good choice, I think. Still have your captain on Sigurdsson. Yeah, I think captain should put up a captain poll, really, actually. Yeah, let me see if I can quickly add that in. The only problem is you'll have to refresh the stream to see it. I've really got to start remembering to do this every time. So I think Ibra, Sanchez, Sigurdsson are probably the main choices. I'm not going to put Jesus on there because I think if you've got him, you'll probably captain him. So Ibra, Sanchez and Sigurdsson are the ones that I keep seeing mentioned the most. So I've put that poll up now. If anyone wants to take a look. As we're at the start of the stream, I just got 2 questions because I know actually quite a few people are watching this when it's not live. So they're probably more likely to see the start of the stream than the end. So I don't want to leave this question to the end. There's 2 things. So when the game week deadline is on a Saturday, would people prefer a Thursday or a Friday stream? So I know obviously Friday is more likely to be out. I'm not able to watch it live, but obviously if I do it today, then we've had all the press conferences and as much news as possible. But if Thursday's better, let me know. And the second one is, do people prefer shorter streams? And when I say short, I mean the usual ones I do, an hour and a half to 2 hours. Because last week I did a 4-hour one. And there's a few comments about keeping it shorter. And I think that's from people that are watching it afterwards. And they're just afraid that if they don't watch it for the whole four hours, they'll miss something out. Or they'll miss out on something. So yes, I guess most people in the comments are going to say Friday because they're here on Friday. That's fair enough. I'm easy either way, to be honest. If I'm going to be doing anything on the weekend, it'll be Saturday anyway, so. But I saw a few people said that 4 hours was too long. But, I mean, to be honest, most of the stuff's covered in the first 2 hours anyway, so you don't need to watch it all. Because the questions just started getting repeated at the end, just by different people that weren't able to tune in earlier. But I'll keep that in mind. 2 hours is a good kind of time frame. Plus it means I don't have to stay up all night. The odd 4-hour one is good, says Fozzie. Yeah, like tonight, for example, like my missus is going away tomorrow, so she's already asleep. And I've got nothing to do tomorrow, really. Nice lying. Cool. Well, that's the questions I had over. But yeah, spreadsheets. I might come on to these later. We'll do a few questions in the chat first, but I'm essentially thinking of bringing in Mawson, Maguire or Funes Mori for a hit. because Phil Jones isn't going to play, and Holebas is not an ideal replacement. If I could be sure that Amat was going to start, then I'd just stick, but chances are he's not. And I have to do that hit. Well, I will do that hit next week anyway, so yeah, we can talk about that. And I've also, like I said, been looking at whether to get rid of Heaton. I'm not sure I can get rid of a man that's been an absolute hero this year, but we'll see. I think Funes Mori is the obvious one, but I'm definitely going to get Coleman next week, so that's doubling on Everton defence, and I'm not sure I want to do that. And with Maguire, I'm very heavily considering getting Jakupovic in, so we'll see. We can talk about that later anyway. I'm still on Sanchez captain. That hasn't changed all week. Danny, hello. You've taken a hit for Mawson. Bit of goal threat from him, maybe. Yeah, Holgate and Coleman would be nice, but as soon as Holgate got benched the other day, that was a no-go for me. Like, they could go back to 3-5-2, but you're always going to be worried, and with the blanks, you really want people you can rely on as much as possible. Just water today. No beer. Even if I want beer, I don't think there's any in the house. Which teams do not have blanks? I've made a whole video on that, if you'd like to watch that. But basically, West Brom, Everton, Hull, West Ham, and two others, which conveniently slipped my mind. Everton, Hull, West Ham, West Brom, Bournemouth. Who's the other one? Swansea. Jesus. Maguire plays for Hull. He's a 4.4 million defender. Or at least he was. Obviously he's still a defender, I just didn't know if he'd gone up in price at all. Where is he? Yeah, 4.4 million. Can see Holebas getting negative points this week. Yeah, I mean, I think we score. I don't think that's bias. I think everyone thinks Man United are going to win. So yeah, I think Holebas he's going to concede. Chances are he gets the yellow card. He's just nothing this week, and I will have to take that hit next week anyway. Or I've lined up a -8 next week, which includes bringing in one of those defenders I was chatting about. So whether I do it this week or next, it's going to cost me -4. But I have a few problems with each one of my choices. Like, bringing in Maguire this week for a hit just doesn't seem good because it's Arsenal away. But he has a really good fixture next week. Mawson's good this week, but I will have to play him in Gameweek 26. And he's got Chelsea away, so that's a almost no-go. Yeah, hey Matt, Robertson's an option, yeah, too. Obviously he's guaranteed to play. Yeah, I don't have the money for Coleman and Baines this week, unfortunately. This is my... Oh, I'm already on it. Even if I get rid of Jones, 5.6. Very annoying because it's pretty close. Obviously, that's the move I'd like to make, just Jones to Coleman. If Baines was 5.6, that would tempt me, to be honest. I mean, yeah, no, I don't want to be getting rid of Brunt, so... Yeah, all out. It's funny because we always, we always moan about all out attack, but actually, there's a couple of times this season it would have come in handy. It's not very exciting, all out attack. Like, different to the other chips is the other chips you plan for. All out attack kind of gets you out of a hole. You don't tend to plan for it because I don't want to be bringing in defenders with bad fixtures. What do I think of Sigurdsson as captain? I think he could do fine. Midday, he's in form. Leicester are not in form. Actually, I was going to check... I haven't actually checked what Leicester defence is doing. I know they're not really keeping clean sheets, but are they conceding many goals? Oh, Jesus, yeah. So Burnley are the only one they haven't conceded 3-2 in the last 3. I I mean, I still don't know if Swansea are suddenly this great attacking force, but I think Sigurdsson, if anyone's going to do anything from them, he's going to do well. But I just think Ibra and Sanchez have a better chance of scoring heavily. So Sigurdsson not for me, but if people want to go for him, I don't really have a really good argument for them not to do that. I personally think Sanchez is a better option, but that's just me. Oh, he's dropped in price as well. Oh yeah. So for anyone that I know there's a lot of talk about spoon feeding when it comes to FPL, so people get spoon fed information. But Mkhitaryan, blanking next week, probably blanking in Gameweek 28. Apart from last week, has done nothing for like 5 or 6 weeks. And he's about to rise in price. So I don't know who's telling him to bring him in. Or bring him in, sorry. But at least I think I bought him at 8.9. So I'll get my 0.1 million back just before I sell him next week. So that's nice. How's it going, Shawnee? Sigurdsson as captain, no way, he's a good player but not world class. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm kind of playing boring when it comes to captain. Sigurdsson will not be captained by a large majority of the player base. We still got 14 weeks to go, so I'm not looking for mad differentials. And Sanchez and Ibrahimovic will be the two most captains, so if they do damage and you don't have them, then it could really hurt your rank. And I'm just not buying. So although I'm looking at a whole defender, they've got some nice home fixtures, and they have improved defensively, I'm still not convinced that suddenly we should be worried about them away from home. So, I don't know. Oh yes, let me pop out the chat. See, I got a bit of bed hair. I did that thing where like I thought, I'd just lie down for a sec, knowing full well that I would just go to sleep. So I've only been up a couple of hours. Who just said they're a first time watcher? Oh, I can't find your message now. Oh, Leathery Gents. Long time listener, first time caller. Great streams. Good to have you on board. I know I need to keep up with the chat more. It's tough once you get going chatting. De Bruyne captain. I'm not sure about that. I know Bournemouth are bad, but he comes deep quite often. The amount of times, maybe it's just because they stick in your head more, but the amount of times I've just seen De Bruyne come back and pick the ball up off the defenders. Like, he should be further up the pitch. Matt, I think I'm going 5 at the back for game week 28. Well, I'm going 5 at the back for game week 26. So this is what my thinking is for 26. So I bench Ibra and Sanchez. Amat becomes Coleman. Wait, where am I getting? Oh yeah. So I'm going to bench Crouch because he has Spurs away. I'm going to play 5-4-1. So Mkhitaryan will be a West Ham midfielder. I'll play Holobas, he's got West Ham at home. Amat and Jones will become a cheap double game week. Blank double. Jesus. Will become a cheap player that's not blanking. And then Amat will become Coleman. So I'll play 5-4-1. Like, I know I could bring Costa in against Swansea, and he has got a good record against them, but I just think I'm going to want Ibrahimovic captain in 27. And I just think potentially if I can get a defender that's going to get a clean sheet, and Coleman doesn't go mad, if Costa doesn't go mad and just scores the one goal, gets a couple of bonus maybe, I don't know. I don't think he's going to score that heavily. By the way, do we want a stream on Sunday or Monday as normal after the game week's finished? Or should I just wait until... Because the only problem I see with the next stream is going to be, it's going to be a lot of, let's just wait for the FA Cup fixtures. I don't know, we'll see. Probably a bit too early to be worrying about the next stream, to be fair. I'll probably do one because I enjoy it, but I just don't want to sit and just say, yeah, you should probably just wait, etc, etc. Watching a few of your streams lately and subscribe today. Cheers, Johnny. We're actually, we got to 500 subs in the last stream. We're actually very close to 600 now, which is awesome. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to have a rant. Good point. And to be fair, if my captain scores another 4 goals, I'll be straight on. What's up, Kian? Yeah, 584 subscribers right now, so hopefully we can hit 600 by the end of the stream. That'd be really cool. You bought in King from Bournemouth, out of position player, yeah. Yeah, City do concede. Stream on Sunday night after the FA Cup fixtures. Yeah, so the plan will be to do one this Sunday, straight after the game week's finished. And then I probably won't do one until the following Sunday, because all FA Cup fixtures will have finished by then, apart from Arsenal. And I think we can assume they're going to beat Sutton, no matter what team they put out. But if that doesn't happen, we'll go from there. That should be a good stream. Well, they're all good, obviously. But yeah, that should be a good stream, the one immediately after FA Cup fixtures. How imperative is it that you use your free transfer to get rid of Boric? That depends on your other goalkeeper, really. I mean, my preference, and I'm going to take a hit, but my preference would have been to save transfer this week and have 2 for next week, but it's not always possible. How's it going, Nirag? Super Tiger, how does subscribing help? I just like seeing big numbers. Plus, when I go live, you'll get a notification, so you'll know when I'm streaming, and obviously you'll see the latest videos as well, if you're watching them. So you're definitely taking a 4-point hit next week. Why not do it this week and get Coleman in? Because I can't get Coleman in basically for a 4-point hit. It would have to be 8 this week. So potentially I can't get Coleman in without getting rid of Mkhitaryan, and I'm not doing it. Not doing that this week. I just have to forego Coleman for this week. It's a shame. If I had 0.2 million. No, I'm not going to take an 8-point hit, not if it involves getting rid of Mkhitaryan. Because he's got a great fixture this week. So I will save. Yeah, Pickford back is good news. It does sound like he's going to go straight back into the team as well. That would be awesome. You're taking two 4-point hits. Okay, let me try and explain. I'll ignore that team setup. I was looking at what it was going to be like for next week. So yeah, I've already done Morales to Sigurdsson. So I can't do Jones to Coleman this week because I'm 0.2 million off. So I have to get rid of someone else. And there's no one else I want rid of this week. I suppose... Oh, actually, now you got me thinking. I suppose I could do Holobas to Robertson. But a -8 just to play Coleman this week. Who knows what happened next week? If Mkhitaryan gets a haul, would you consider keeping? Probably not, because I kind of need the money to set my team up. But we'll see. I would like to keep him, to be honest. Yeah, we'll see. I think I'm getting rid. I've kind of already resigned myself to doing that. Because after after Bournemouth, it's Southampton away, and I know they don't have Van Dijk. Then it's Middlesbrough away. They've been pretty tight. I don't know. I could start to look about getting him back in for game week 30, maybe. Would be tempted, to be honest. But yeah, to answer Ibrahim, I could take a -8. So I could do this. Yeah, and then get in Maguire or Robertson. That's interesting. I have to think about that. Because I'm probably going to do it next week anyway. I could already lined a -8 up next week. Plus, there's something psychological about if you do the hit this week, and you can just take another one next week. Whereas if I had to take like a -12 next week, I wouldn't be so inclined to do it. So yeah, you've got me thinking now. I don't see a huge problem with doing that. Maybe getting Jakupovic next week. But who would I get in for Amat? Oh no, okay. Now I remember the problem. My plan with the -8 next week was to actually play Holobas against West Ham. Whereas to fund Coleman, I'd have to get rid of Holobas, and I'm stuck with Amat, so I'd have to take another hit. So yeah, I don't think I can do that. Anyway, enough of my team. No, I wouldn't play Robertson this week. It would just be to fund Coleman. But I'd be getting him in next week anyway. But it doesn't work. I don't think. So apologies for talking about that for so long. Matt, Morales, Phillips or Stanislas out for Sigurdsson? I don't know, I got Morales out, but I'm now thinking, is he going to start again? I think Stanislas is probably going to get his place back. Morales maybe, depends on formation. And Phillips you should probably keep, because his stats are actually alright. I think he's hit the post twice in the last 4 weeks. So, and he's got some 2 nice home fixtures coming up. So, it's Morales or Stanislas. I'd be tempted. Yeah, I'm actually slightly regretting getting rid of Morales so quickly, just in case he wins his praise back. But yeah, I think Stanislas will definitely get his. Sigurdsson's only gone up once this week. I thought he'd already risen twice. I'm sure everyone is pronouncing Jakupo. Yeah, it's probably like, I don't know what. Well, it's probably Povic, right? So Jakupovic instead of Jack. Saying Jakupovic is a very English thing. You sold Morales, he's a 70-minute max. Yeah, but Stanislas isn't exactly playing 90 minutes. Hey Kev, how's it going? Yeah, Phil Jones is out this week, confirmed by Mourinho. Annoyingly. What about Ali? Should you drop him for Hazard? I don't think so. I think Hazard's got Burnley away. Yes, I think Chelsea will score. Will they walk all over him? I don't know. I mean, Hazard had Swansea in Gameweek 26, but you should just wait, I think. Yeah, Kev, I'm in the same position, basically. That Phil Jones news has made me think I have to take a hit this week. Jones will not get his place back in the team now, sadly. I'm not so sure about that, but I think from an FPL point of view, you have to get rid of him. Like Spurs after this week have got Stoke and Everton at home, and like Liverpool away is not the worst fixture for them. So I'm not really too keen on getting rid of Ali Eriksson, but I'll be honest and say it did help that I had no choice really but to keep Ali. So the choice was kind of made for me, so it's easier for me to say that, I suppose. How's it going, Randy? I know you said you want Holobas versus West Ham, but I actually think if you took the -8, you'd have Maguire versus Burnley. No, because I'm going to have to play... Because I want to keep Ibra and Sanchez, I don't really want to play Crouch. I could play Crouch, but I don't really want to. I'm going to try and play 5 at the back, so keeping Amat is not really an option. What about cheap West Ham defender? Byram's only 4.2. But is Nordveld back yet? Because Byram will probably lose his place, won't he? Manone. Is it Manone? Manone? Could bench Pickford. He could, yeah. I think David Moyes' comments were quite good about Pickford today, though. And that the only kind of reason he's not going to be involved is because of the doctor's orders, essentially. Oh, I need to quickly... Should add something to the stream description a sec. before the music gets pulled or something. Cool. I think that just works. Anyway. Who'd play Randolph or Foster? I'd probably just play the home guy there. Yeah, Fozzie, I saw Ian Wright's comment, well, apparent comments about Wenger. And that seems like a weird thing to just come out straight away and say. Like, if that's true, then I don't think he's going to be getting more inside info. Sigurdsson in for Pogba. Yeah, that seems like a good choice, to be honest, but Watford at home. I can see why you'd want to make that move, because obviously Sigurdsson's in good form. Pogba's not really done much. Gary Neville possibly on Arsenal Fan TV, yeah, that would be interesting. Been watching all the drama from that. Is Gabby... How do you pronounce that striker? Gabbiadini? I would not worry about bringing in a Southampton striker right now because they don't play in Game Week 26, so... You'd only have him for this week and then that's it. Andy, Lukaku or Costa in for Aguero? Lukaku seems like points chasing. Lukaku doesn't blank though. Obviously, Costa, we don't know for sure if he will, but it looks likely in Game Week 28. But again, he does have some nice fixtures after Burnley. He could score against Burnley as well. It depends how the rest of your team's set up for blanks, to be honest. I don't think Lukaku is necessarily chasing points because people were saying he was a good option for like kind of the more medium term anyway. So, and it's Sunderland at home next week. Was it Sunderland at home? Spurs away, okay, not great. But then West Ham and Hull at home, so I've got pretty high hopes for him, to be honest. I think people are overhyping Sigurdsson. I don't know. He's a very good pick. He's going to probably keep ticking over points. I think people are maybe overestimating like just how many points he's going to score this week. Seems to be a huge rush to get him in. I know price rises have, and to be fair, I got him in quickly myself, but Morales got benched, so it was an easy decision. What happened to the Friday night kickoffs? I think there's only like 3 or 4 this season, wasn't there? I think next season's when they really kick in. I don't think Sigurdsson captain is crazy. I think people are underestimating Ibra and Sigurdsson. Ibra and Sanchez. No beer tonight, Super Tiger. Not for any good reason either, really. You could always keep Aguero. You've got to get rid of Aguero. You can't have someone... I know what the thought process is, and if I had him, I'd be the same. He's playing Bournemouth, and if he starts, he could be absolute gold. If he doesn't start, you've got 12.8 million sitting on your bench. He's not going to play in Game Week 26 for sure. Probably not going to play in Game Week 28 either. And Game Week 27, another good fixture, but is he going to play? We don't know. I mean, Pep today said something along the lines of he's not playing because the others are doing well, and we know he's happy to rotate. So, yeah, fair enough if you keep Aguero, I suppose, but I don't think anyone that keeps Aguero from now on can moan if he gets benched again. Is Mark really going to captain Sigurdsson? Yeah, I'm not sure he will. I don't know though. He's played quite aggressive this season. I think the thought process there is, yes, it could damage his rank, but if he gets it right, that's a good few places to start rising up the ranks. Are Torres, Magic and Mark both lurking? I don't think Torres and Magic and Mark come here for tips. TM Mark showed it on the FPL show. Yeah, but he can change his mind by 11:30 tomorrow. Torres Magic always says hi if he's in the chat, so I don't think he's lurking. Mark, if you're there, what's up? Would you play Yoshida against Sunderland over Brunt against West Ham? Brunt's away form is pretty poor, to be honest. I'm having to play him this week and kind of wish I didn't have to. Hopefully he does well, but Yoshida. Southampton are pretty rubbish at the moment. I think I'd go Brunt for more a potential attack and return out of those two. Champions League next week, I think Jesus could be benched. Yeah, he could be. And this is the problem now. We're second guessing Man City's lineup every week, and that's not the kind of players you want in your FPL team. Evans back could push Brunt forward, yeah? Hopefully it will. Brunt or Phillips this week? I definitely go Phillips, I think. I mean, generally, I would always favour the attacker, especially if they're in the same team. Not always, but most of the time. What's up, Aiden? Would you get in Hazard for Sanchez or Costa for Ibra for Gameweek 26? Yeah, I'm going to just... I know this is a boring answer, but you just got to wait till next week. See if someone gets knocked out of the FA Cup who you're not expecting. So all we need is one of the big teams to go out, and suddenly we're looking at bringing on all their players. Personally, I think Ibra against Bournemouth in Game Week 27 is better than Sanchez against Liverpool. And to be honest, I prefer to get Hazard in than Costa. But I'm not Costa's biggest fan, so I'm a little biased when it comes to FPL. But and not biggest fan of real life. I mean biggest fan for FPL because he doesn't ever go mad generally. So I think Hazard's got more upside. Especially if you're looking, because you bring in the Chelsea player for Game Week 26, then they could be a captain option. So I'd rather captain Hazard than Costa. But that's because, I don't know, I suppose I kind of like to look for the big points. Man City fixtures after Game Week 31 look so good. Yeah, they do. I'm telling you, Gabriel Jesus captain in the double game weeks. It's gonna happen. Hey Andy, do you need some beer? Yeah, you guys keep talking about beer. Now I really want some beer. So someone's Joe has just tweeted me, and we're not worried about Sanchez's minutes with Munich in good week. Yeah, but I don't know. Arsenal need to beat Hull really. They haven't looked so good recently. I don't think Sanchez gets benched. Yes, he could have limited minutes, I suppose, but I'm going to go with him anyway. If he plays and he plays up front, then I'll be happy to have him. He is the early kickoff, though. I know that puts some people off. I mean, by 2:30 tomorrow, I could be in tears already. No. We'll have none of that language. Ah, shit, I can't even... What is this guy? Cheers, Fuzzy. Sorry, yeah. If Arsenal win in 2-0 and Sanchez hasn't scored, he might come off. Yeah, I don't think it matters whether he scored or not for if he's coming off. He probably will come off before 90, but I don't know, we'll see. I have no idea what that writing is. We're getting banned. Seriously, spamming shit. Sanchez and Ibra are falling before this game. Yeah, that is surprising. I think people are just they're just panicking about Lukaku and maybe Sigurdsson, I guess. I mean, yes, they're blank. This is the thing. This is what so. We always say that the casuals don't know about upcoming games, but and now we're saying they're casuals for getting rid. So, don't know. It does seem strange to me, but that's the way price rises and falls have been this week. Destroys the weekend lunchtime cap overall. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Off this weekend as well with not a lot to do, so I'll be crying over my Sanchez captain maybe. I don't want to change it, just because the thing is if I change it it's just going to be for Ibra, so again that's going to be done by 5 o'clock Saturday, so I don't want to captain Sigurdsson just because he's playing at 4 o'clock on Sunday and I don't have anyone from Man City, so just going to stick with who I think is the best captain. I tried, to be honest, I didn't even know who was playing in the early fixture until everyone else mentioned it. I never look at that before I choose my captain. Ali or Kane or Phillips for the bench? You prefer having coverage across 2 games? The thing is, you have to look at those individually. So if it was Ali or Phillips, you'd play Ali. And if it was Kane or Phillips, you'd play Kane. So surely you play Ali and Kane ahead of Phillips. What's wrong with 4 o'clock? Nothing's wrong with 4 o'clock, but sometimes people will pick their captain options depending on like who's on TV, how late they're playing the game week. So because Swansea are playing at 4 o'clock on Sunday, people are drawn to Sigurdsson. Yeah, I mean, getting a captain fell wrong on Saturday. Like Johnny says, if you get it wrong on Saturday, then it doesn't really matter. No matter what time it is. Did you hear the William to United news? Is that Willian? I assume so, as he's Chelsea. When would that wouldn't even be to the summer now? I don't know about that. Dave, you're going to Old Trafford and you're Captain Ibra. Fair play. Even better if it goes in. Yeah, William to Man United. I've not seen that rumour, to be honest. Oh, how do you even pronounce that? Endia? Endia? I'm awful. United tried signing him last summer. Yeah. Maybe. I think Mourinho is going to offload players in the summer because anytime like we talk about like a right side of midfield or a left side or even like a new number 10, he doesn't want to play Pogba too far back generally. Mkhitaryan looked good in 10, so if he's playing there, Pogba has to go further back. I'm not sure what's going on with Martial, we'll see. Oh, ND, okay. Would you get rid of Pickford to Jakubovic for a hit? Probably not this week, depending on your other keeper, because he's playing Arsenal away. If you've got Heaton, then... in fact, let's just talk about this now quick. Alright, well, I've got it all set up. So this here, this bit in the middle with the bright green, is Sunderland and Hull's fixtures for the remainder. And Burnley and Sunderland. Now, obviously, everyone's got different keepers, but I think a lot have got Heaton and Pickford. And obviously this would be Pickford and Jakupovic. Now this is all assuming that Pickford gets straight back in the team. But when you look at the Heaton and Pickford rotation, and I've only highlighted good home fixtures basically. There's only 2 in like the next 6 weeks. I suppose the other thing to look at would be Burnley and Hull actually. In fact, I can do that really quick now. Because obviously those with Heaton and Pickford could just get Jakupovic in for Pickford. So I think there's a few of you asking goalkeeper questions, so let me just set this up quick. So that's the good Hull fixtures. That's the good Burnley ones. So again, there's quite a few like white spaces for those two. They don't rotate so well. But obviously you're mainly going to play Jakupovic for the next 31, whereas if Pickford comes back, you'll have Burnley here. Obviously you might change it up when the double game weeks come, because obviously if Burnley blank, then they'll have a double at some point. But Heaton as well. So how's it going, Kareem? Heaton, I looked at, they've only kept 1 clean sheet. Burnley, this is. They've kept 1 clean sheet away from home this season, and that was against Man United when Heaton had his Superman performance. So these fixtures here, I don't know if you can see them. Does that work? Okay, yeah. So how do they look on stream? Yeah, hopefully you can read that. So these are the remaining Burnley home fixtures. So I suppose you're looking at Stoke, West Brom and West Ham. But West Brom and West Ham are right at the end of the season. Other than that, they're all away. So I don't know how many more clean sheets there's going to be for Burnley. Now, I haven't checked how many like save points and stuff he's been getting in away games. But I'm suddenly drawn to this top rotation, which is Pickford and Jakupovic. There's loads of green fixtures. It's only 27, 32 and 38. Well, we probably would have wildcarded anyway. Or we definitely would have wildcarded. So yeah, it just depends whether he comes straight into the team. How's it going, Carl? My captain is Sanchez. Yeah, Moyes did say they don't want to bring him in because they want to follow the doctor's kind of, or the surgeon's orders, but it does look like he could come in pretty quick once they're back. Like once the surgeon's time is up. Sorry, once the time is up that the surgeon's recommended, could be straight back in. He did really well. Like Moyes really bigged him up earlier in the season. So yeah, I'm suddenly thinking, and obviously Jakupovic and Pickford does save you like 0.7 million. So that's also something that's helpful. But Heaton's been so good to us. I don't know, I'm just I'm a really big fan of goalkeeper rotation. And the fact that there's only 3 weeks where I don't have a green fixture and I can play Leicester away, Man United at home, Spurs at home, it's not the worst thing. So that's what I'm looking at. Have I considered the Grant and Jakupovic? I personally haven't, mainly because I don't have either of those right now and I don't want to be taking 2 goalkeeper transfers, to be honest. But to be honest, Jakupovic is going to rotate with a few keepers because he has some very good fixtures. So you're not always having to play the other one. Whereas if you look at Burnley and Sunderland, because there's no good fixtures here. Do you know what I mean? There's good teams away from him. Like, yes, Burnley could get one against Hull away and Middlesbrough away. Hull away and Sunderland away, but I don't know. In fact, they haven't kept 1 clean sheet. They've only kept 1. It's a bit worrying, I think. But that was my thoughts on goalkeepers anyway. was actually, I don't know if he's in chat, it was actually a guy called Luke that prompted me to take a look at those, because he said it was so good for Jakupovic and Pickford. You have David De Gea and Jakupovic rotation. Yeah, David De Gea is quite expensive though. I'm really not a fan of expensive keepers. Oh geez, that looks like a long question. Would you rather have Sanchez and Costa, Lukaku Kane, or Ibra Lukaku Kane? And Hazard? Okay, you need to simplify that. So I think you're saying Sanchez and Costa or Ibra and Hazard. I think. I'd probably rather have Ibra and Hazard, but I don't like losing Sanchez this week for sure. What's my long-term plan with Crouch? Just to keep him, like, in the back of my mind, he's still just bench fodder. It just so happens that he might be a good pick this week. Tomas. Is it Thomas? Tomas? Can I give you a tip to keep an eye on? Of course you can. I don't think a beer would make reading that question any better. Can I get the Grant and Jakupovic rotation? I can. I'm just going to do it on the spreadsheet, I think. Let me just insert a couple here. Look at this. Look what you've joined for. You've joined in for spreadsheet. Spreadsheet. Fuck. Spreadsheet creation. That's why you signed up for this stream, isn't it? You're having the time of your life right now. So holes, good fixtures. The only problem with this is I haven't coloured Stoke. But that shouldn't take too long. Okay. Do it in green. So I'm just. The thing is, I'm just kind of looking at home fixtures because they're preferably when you want to play your keepers, right? Like Burnley, for instance, have Hull away. That could be a nice fixture because it's a good team to play against. But you see, that fixture is that rotation is similar to Sunderland and Hull, in that you've only got maybe 4 weeks where you haven't got a really good home fixture that you want to play them in. So yeah, if you've got Grant, I would definitely consider. I mean, I think Jakupovic is such an easy choice right now because he's cheap. They seem to be in better form. And he's got good fixtures, so coming up. Sorry, it doesn't blank. I should check the graph for views on the stream and see how much it goes down once the spreadsheet comes out. I like doing that for defence as well, though. Is looking at what just colour coding the fixtures I really want to play him in. Kind of helps me picture the next few game weeks a bit better. Spreadsheet, yeah, that's the new hashtag. Andy, is it risk to captain Sigurdsson, or would you go with Zlatan? I don't think it's a risk to captain. Well, it depends how you view a risk. Like if you view a risk as in he could go big or score nothing, I think he'll get something. So he's not a risk in that sense. But Ibrahimovic and even Sanchez, if you own him, are going to be the most captains. So if they do really well, Sigurdsson does happen to blank, then you're going to lose rank. Ali Ericsson or Firmino? I think you probably drop Firmino. But I kind of know why you'd be thinking not to do that, because obviously he has the home fixture against Ali and Ericsson. But after Spurs, it's Leicester away and Arsenal home, so that's not great. Leicester away should be okay, but then Man City away a bit later on. Not so sure about Liverpool mids right now. So I think Firmino. How's it going, TM? See, I told you, didn't I? When he's here, he says hello. They all thought you were lurking, looking for tips, like you need tips from me. With your massive score. Give us a good pivot table in Excel. I cannot... I don't have a clue about Excel formulas. pivot tables, not a chance. Who does Mark support? I think it's Nottingham Forest. I remember when, I think it was when Antonio joined West Ham, he spoke highly of him because he used to play for Nottingham Forest, I think. I could have that completely wrong. V lookups. Oh, I hated doing all that kind of stuff. I think we did it at school, maybe college. Holgate or Robertson as first sub? Good question. Probably Holgate. Really hope that he... The problem is he will probably come on even if he doesn't start. Whereas Robertson will definitely start, but he's playing Arsenal away. Probably Holgate. Probably Holgate, but I don't think either is going to score that well this week. So yeah, let me quickly bore you with spreadsheets just again quickly, right? So, let's say I'm getting Coleman in next week for sure. These are all highlight... Oh shit. These are all highlighted in green because I'm going to play Alonso and Coleman no matter who they're playing. Most likely anyway. I don't want to bench them. So Brunt, yes, I like him, but I'm happy to bench him in hard home fixtures or most away fixtures. And obviously Holobas will go soon. So I'm basically looking at Mawson, Maguire or Funes Mori, but because I'm bringing them in this week, I'm drawn to Mawson and Funes Mori. And also Funes Mori has Sunderland, West Brom and Hull in the 4 fixtures after Middlesbrough. But it means doubling on Everton defence. So I don't know what you guys think of that. I don't really want to bring in Maguire this week. Because he's playing Arsenal away, but I don't want to make a transfer just based on one game week. It's just a bit annoying. And Mawson's great for this week. And has some really nice fixtures coming up. But I'm going to have to play him in game week 26. And that's Chelsea away, so... Not sure. Don't know what you guys think of that. Hang on a second. Love VLOOKUPs. I'm the go-to guy and helps massively. Oh, look at you. You're all Excel pros. How many of you know like video animation and logo design? That's what I need from you. If anyone can design logos, let me know. Because as you can see, I try at Photoshop, but debatable if I'm any good at it yet. Mawson is 4.5 million. Can you design logos in Excel? Assuming you have 11 starting, is saving a free transfer more important than any transfer this week? That depends. So like for me, I can probably play 11, but I'm going to have to play Holobas. And I've already worked out my transfers for next week mean that I will have to bring in, or I want to bring in like a cheap defender. So if I can just do it this week instead, I feel like I might as well. Andy, you're thinking of captaining Baines against Middlesbrough. Mike Dean is the referee, so big chances penalty. What do you think? No, I don't think so. I don't think there's enough upside to captaining most defenders, even if they have penalties. If it pays off, then yeah, you can boast and it looks really good. And like, obviously everyone would say fair play to you, but chances are it'll just go wrong. What's the theory behind the number 85? Wow. I'm pretty sure I've said what that means before. Wonder if anyone can remember. Before I tell you. Have you taken a look at Gabbiadini? Is that how you say it, Gabbiadini? But no, I've not really looked at him because he blanks next week, so I'm just not interested right now. Yeah, everyone thinks year of birth, but it's not. Mawson probably a big threat than Maguire. And Maguire's threat is pretty good. He's matching Alonso for goal attempts. Now, they're probably different goal attempts, like headers from corners or whatever, but still, that's impressive. I'm just like you say, Randy. I'm a bit worried about Swansea clean sheet potential. Surely no. My age, yeah, I do look nearly 85, to be fair. It's the front door number of a very old house I used to live in. There you go. Fozzie remembers. He said that before I said it on stream. You're studying computing in college. Should give you a few years. Yeah, but is that for Excel stuff? Weston-super-Mare, yeah, what a beautiful place. I've been to Old Trafford. I've only been twice, I think. I went twice, not last season, but the season before. Watched Spurs when we beat Spurs 3-1, I want to say. And watched Arsenal when we drew 1-1. I think it was 1-1. It's definitely a draw. Came close at the end scoring. No beer today, 4 for €10. Yeah, there's still an offer. I think there's beer in the fridge. I've still got all the bottles down on my floor down here. That's the beauty of a webcam. You can have it positioned so you can't see all the mess that's around me. I've still got 8 of the bottles down on the floor. Need to get rid of. Is Scholes my favourite Man United player? No, I don't think so. I'm a big fan of Giggs, to be honest. I think Scholes is one of those players that now I appreciated and probably have done a good few years now. But when you're younger, a player that's kind of greater control of the midfield, passing's brilliant. You don't when you're younger, you don't notice a Scholes player kind of play, if that makes sense. I don't, to be honest. Hasma, funnily enough, I don't want to bore you with this. already. But asthma was basically because of living at home with a lot of cats. Because once I moved out, it was all good. Barely taking an inhaler anymore. Van Nistelrooy was your hero. Van Nistelrooy was pretty good at football, that's for sure. Dwight York signed your mobile phone. Wow. I actually have a Rio Ferdinand signed Man United shirt. It was like on BT Sport did a giveaway or something. You just had to tweet them. And there was 2 teams on there, or 2 players from 2 different teams. It was Rio Ferdinand and someone else from the Premier League. I can't remember who. But the other guy, their team, I think it might have been West Ham. The whole team signed it. And then for the Man United one, only Ferdinand signed it. So I was a bit gutted. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be chatting about FPL. Oops. Yes, I made my transfer. I did Morales to Sigurdsson. I'm still considering a Phil Jones to Mawson, Maguire / Robertson or Funes Mori. I'm pretty tempted by Funes Mori because I'm happy to play him this week and next week, whereas Mawson's good this week but not next. Funes Mori's goal threat hasn't been what we thought it might be though. Oh yeah, I forgot to put a message up here. Should FPL include FA Cup games? Nah, I like it the way it is, to be honest. I don't know if that will add anything. Apart from more of a headache. What country do I live in? Ireland. The best country, Ireland. Best. Oh, that's debatable. Get Robertson in for Jones. Yeah, I know like a whole defender is good in the long run, but I'm thinking about getting Jakupovic and... Do I want to double on whole defence? I don't know. What county? Jesus. Oh no, county. Yeah. What's the other things called? There's like 4 of them. Ulster. Is Connacht one? It's in Connacht. What are they called? They're not counties, are they? They're not districts either. Province. How many hits for game week 26? So I'm lining up a -8, I think. Oh yeah, provinces. You got it right. It might be -4. If I get in Funes Mori this week, then I don't need to take -8 next week. But probably -8 over the next couple. But to be honest, it sets me up for this week. It sets me up for this week, next week, and 28. It'd be nicer not to take the hits, but to be honest, I'm not that bothered about it. But the way I look at it is if I'm 3 players short and I take a -8, that's -8 to get in 3 players. If they only get 2 points each, then I've only lost 2 points. If they don't, then I'm up on the spend, plus I'm set up for the next few game weeks. So I don't mind hits if they're for the long run. I'm not Irish. Do I sound Irish? You're Irish and you don't know what county. I know exactly what county. I just didn't really want to say. Everyone already knows, I think. It's Galway. To be fair, like Ireland, most of the counties, aren't they just named after the big city? Like, it's Galway, County Galway. You sound like you're from the Bristol area. Now, interesting, if you didn't know where I was from and you've picked that up, that's impressive, because I don't think I sound that Bristolian unless I say certain words, like that, words. I actually, I was on a team at work for like maybe a year, and this guy from Wales didn't realise I was English, he thought I was Irish. Don't really see how. If you ever heard an Irish person talk, they don't talk like me. Is it madness to lose a blank free player like Morales? Well, that depends if he's going to start. Yeah, I'm kind of doing the same as you, Matt. I'm trying to plug holes in the defence because you can get cheap players. In fact, how much is Funes Mori? It's 4.7, right? You can get cheap players like him, Maguire, Robertson, and if you don't want to play them, you're benching them. So I feel like if you were getting rid of Sanchez and Ibra for Antonio and Llorente, then I don't think that's as good as playing a fifth defender one week, but he has a good fixture, if that makes sense. Yeah, he's 4.7. So that's why I'm kind of looking at defence. And that's why I'm trying not to make too many transfers this week, because obviously it could all change next week. Fozzie, you haven't lived in Bristol for ages, but you still have the accent. Oh, all my family's from Bristol. The accent, it's not as bad as some others in the country, that's what I'll say. It's not great though. Like, you right, my love? So my nan speaks. Aspilicueta is rising in price. Who is rising in price now, actually? Let's have a look. So, Jakupovic, that's annoying, but still, he's 4.1 million, it's a good price. Mkhitaryan, I love that. I love that he's rising, because I get my 0.1 million back. Sigurdsson, yeah, fair enough. Jesus, fair enough. Quite a few of the cheap players, like Iwobi, that's a strange one. I'm not gonna talk about who has the worst accent in England. Might offend a few people. Don't want to turn off the stream. And we just dropped about 5 people watching, so maybe they're all Bristolians. Probably get Coleman hit next week for a hit. Yeah, I'm getting Coleman in next week for a hit. Unfortunately, I can't afford that this week. Otherwise, I'll do it this week for sure. Ali to Sigurdsson for free. I don't like that, to be honest. I don't like getting rid of the Spurs mids. I can see why people are doing it, but if you look at both the next 2 fixtures and like separately, Spurs with Liverpool away and then Stoke at home seems better than Leicester at home and Chelsea away. Because if we're all betting money, we're betting on that Chelsea fixture being a clean sheet, right? So that means no points for Sigurdsson. Obviously, it might not work out like that, but that's why I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm going to bench Sanchez and Ibra. But to be honest, again, I know like we can't look at everyone's teams in detail for every question, but I'm benching Sanchez and Ibra because I'm kind of in a bit of a shitty position because I have Mkhitaryan and Jones to get rid of as well. I also have Amat who's not playing and Crouch who's playing Spurs away. So I'm not necessarily benching Sanchez and Ibra just because I want to. It's just kind of necessary. It's kind of nice though because I wanted to keep them, but I was originally thinking about getting rid. I'm just kind of stuck with them now. But that's not the worst thing. I mean, having Ibra will be my captain in Gameweek 27 unless something goes massively wrong. Andy, buy Jakupovic now. He's rising tonight. Yeah, but that's a 4-point hit for no good reason, really. I'm not going to play him this week. I'll play Heat and he's got Chelsea at home. Like, I think Chelsea and Arsenal will score. So I'll just play the home guy. Don't think that's worth a hit. Yeah, Ali is being affected with some playing on 4 at the back. Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm personally not in a huge rush to get rid of Ali, although he's done nothing for me since I got rid of him. Got him in for Hazard, so that's kind of annoying. If you had some more beer, you'd feel more confident. No, I'm doing another transfer tonight. Or tomorrow. I just don't know which defender to bring in. I'm looking at Funes Mori, but like I said, that does involve double Everton defence, which might not be the worst against Sunderland, West Brom and Hull, but I don't know. I kind of like... I kind of like Mawson's fixtures, but I don't like having to play him against Chelsea away in Gameweek 26. But I kind of... oh, sorry, you probably just got a blue screen quickly then. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think... I think out of those three, Hull, Everton and Swansea are probably the least likely to keep the clean sheet, so I don't know about Mawson. But fixture-wise, he looks the best. Alright, don't swap Rondon for Gabbiadini because he's not going to play the next game. Do I ever do transfers live on air? Yeah, the first few streams I did transfers on air, but it just depends. Like Sigurdsson was rising in price, Morales blanked. Didn't play, so I wasn't just going to wait for that transfer. I try and wait for the stream to do the transfers, but price rises usually get in the way. Mawson does have goal threat, yeah. But I kind of like... I like clean sheets. Yeah, Peter Crouch. How's it going, Salah? Yeah, I did Peter Crouch live after being talked into it. So I have to say fair play to the stream because they taught me into getting Crouch when he got 11 points. I was going to get Ashley Barnes. What was the other transfer? No, that was the hard transfer. I was like sat here for felt like about an hour trying to figure out which one to do. And Ali in for Hazards I did on stream as well. That's the thing, so you got to tune in for every stream. Oh yeah, let's see what subscribers are on. Oh yeah, did Morales on stream too. Oh yes, actually that was the one that was tough as well. Morales or Stanislas. And in the end they were both shit. Yeah, I missed her. I don't think Hull or Swansea are going to suddenly get me a ton of clean sheets, but I like targeting the fixtures with when it comes to defence. And like I said earlier, I'm going to they're going to be 4th and 5th defenders, so if I need to bench them in other game weeks I can. Like my plan would be to come on, get your words out. Play Coleman and Alonso every week, and then Brunt when he's playing at home, and then maybe bring the other ones in as and when. Your stream just froze. Still looks like it's going on my screen. Like on YouTube, I'm watching it on YouTube. It looks alright to me. Is it frozen for anyone else? I think it's okay. Andy, I thought you said you were going captain in Sigurdsson. No. Don't think I said that. If you watch the Scoutcast, then I think John T and Granville both said they were captain in Sigurdsson. Maybe. Mark was considering it, but I said Sanchez. Oh, we've got 593 subscribers. So if you're watching and you haven't already subscribed, go on. Do it. Try refreshing Fozzie because it's definitely working here. Do Amat to Funes Mori. Yeah, I think I can afford that, yeah. So yeah, I might as well keep. No, why would I do that? Just get rid of Jones, surely. Because even if Jones is back next week, he's not playing. Well, yeah, I could do Amat or Jones, I suppose. It's not a big deal either way. I'm probably not going to play over him. Isn't Sanchez in the buying game worrying anyone? It is worrying some people. Like, there's a few people that are saying that Sanchez might be on reduced minutes, but I don't know. Make sure to click that like button as well. 50 likes on the last stream, which was awesome. And 83 on the last looking ahead video. Need to make sure I do those looking ahead videos every week. Matt, you've done Coleman and Sigurdsson in for Barragan and Morales. That seems like two very good transfers. People massively overthinking this Sanchez resting. Yeah, I just think people are looking for like any excuse not to captain Sanchez, I think, and I don't really know why. Which, to be fair, I said this back when I was thinking about getting rid of Aguero. I said this. Well, actually, I think it was before I got rid of him. It was earlier in the season. People were looking to get rid, but I wasn't really considering it. And I was saying that we always look for a reason to get rid of Aguero, and obviously now it's happened. It feels like the same with Sanchez. Everyone's looking for a reason not to captain him, even though to me he seems like the most obvious pick this week. I don't know. Sorry if I missed it, but you confirmed on Sanchez captain. Oh, you must have literally just tuned in. Yes, I am going Sanchez captain. I'm not even looking at the rest, to be honest. And is it worth to get Sanchez? I wouldn't bring him in if you don't already have him. I mean, let's not forget that, yes, Arsenal want to beat Munich. Bayern Munich, but they need to start winning in the league. Well, sorry, they win. Oh, sorry, yeah. Obviously, they lost to Watford and Chelsea, so they could do with a win. So, like, Man United could potentially overtake Arsenal this week. That's how badly they're doing right now. TM will make a special guest appearance. I don't know when. He needs to get a webcam first. We only do webcams around here. Why Sanchez over Ibra? Yeah, so Sanchez and Ibra. I've been close between Sanchez and Ibra a few times in the last few weeks, and I always just go for Sanchez because he's got more points per goal and clean sheet potential. It all adds up. Like, I think Ibra is a good choice this week. I just think Sanchez is better, that's all. Not some, like, big... To be honest, my theories for Captain Sanchez aren't anything special. Other than he doesn't tend to blank. He's got a good fixture. He's a great player, and hopefully he'll be up front. Have I ever been to watch a live game with John C. Granville? No. I've met them all twice in the last couple of years. Who would you rather go for a couple of beers with, Granville or Johnny? Can't be answered. Why can't I go with both? I have drank beer with both. In fact, last time I drank beer with them, me and Granville were bowling and drinking until about 1:30. Maybe 2. The last time was on penalties. Yeah, we haven't had a... Man United haven't had a penalty in the league since August. I mean, you could say we're due. That's pretty bad. How often do I stream? I tend to stream FPL stuff twice a week. So I usually do one just before the game week, like now. Just for any kind of last minute decisions. And then I tend to do one straight after the game week. So usually on a Sunday, once the game week's finished. To start looking ahead. See if there's any knee jerks, etc. But for next week, for example, I'll probably do one on Sunday after the game week. I know there's still the Monday game, but I don't know if I can do one Monday. And then I will probably do one actually on Sunday after the FA Cup fixtures because we'll know who's blanking it, so that'll be some good talking points. Unless everyone blanks, in which case we're screwed. Is there a chance Lukaku can do it again? I've barely looked at Lukaku. I know Middlesbrough's defence isn't great, but sorry, stats-wise, but they don't concede that many. How often do the FFS mods get together? Usually once a year. In the summer, in the off-season. They'll probably speak about fantasy when they're out. Yeah, of course you do. If you get a group of people together who are all interested in one thing, sorry, not just interested in one thing, but when they have a common interest, of course you speak about it. Last time we met, most of my chat was all about how I was getting an Ibra no matter what his price was. Because at that point, United had signed him. But I do think, I mean, obviously there's a possibility that Lukaku scores, and I'm hopefully will, but I'm not confident enough to captain him. Captain's a different thing altogether. Is the FFS job full time? Not for me. I don't work for them. 93 people watching, nice. Usually, Jeez, I'm really bad at words tonight. I feel like drinking beer actually makes me speak better. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, the YouTube will usually tell you like the highest peak for viewers, and it's usually higher than what it is live because live it's trying to keep working it out. Once it's afterwards, it starts processing. Like once the stream's down, it's usually a bit higher. So I'd say it's probably over 100 at some point already this evening, which is awesome. No spirits in the house. Actually, that's a good point. I have a bottle of vodka right behind me. Lukaku, Middlesbrough have conceded the most big chances in the last 4 games. Yes, but Everton are playing away. Sanchez is at home to Hull. Ibra is at home to Watford. I just don't know. I won't be captain Lukaku. Sandro, you're asking the wrong person. Costa for Ibra, game week 26. We'll have to wait till next week, to be honest. Is this the new platform Mark's going to be using with Skycast? How do you mean? No, it's just the like how it looks on the screen that's going to be changed for the Skycast. I don't know when that's going to happen though, because it needs a bit of testing. And it's a bit more complicated to do it with 4 people than it is just do it on my own, for example, or when I do it on my own. Captain Crouch, not a chance. He's just scored 4 goals. Then you should definitely captain him. You come and tell me I was wrong next week. 3-hour stream. Yeah, I don't know tonight. Like I've got no reason to rush off really. People still want to watch in 3 hours time, sure. Although I did ask at the start of the stream, I don't know if you saw it, because a few people have told me to keep the streams short, but I think even after a couple of hours, the questions tend to go around again anyway, so people can always cut off after 2 hours. Can't take any more Lukaku goals. There could be goals to come. There's some very nice home fixtures. If Lukaku hadn't scored in the first 5 minutes, he wouldn't have scored as many. Okay, that seems like a weird way of looking at it. If he wasn't on the pitch, he wouldn't have scored either. Maybe you could load up FIFA. Yeah, I could do. Like I won't load up FIFA on the same stream. The only I don't think I'm going to stream games on this channel because I don't think people mostly want to watch them. So I'll probably do, if I do that, I'll do it on Twitch or something. I'll shut this stream down first, but not in any rush to do that. Worth to transfer Holgate for a whole defender. Not this week, I don't think. Andy versus Rice. I'm rubbish at FIFA. Start talking about neighbours and home and away after 3 hours. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's how the chat goes after a few hours. Had a failed triple. Oh no. I'd say sorry. My arms are up blocking the sound. I'd say most people in this chat have still got their triple captain. So they probably haven't used it. What platform do I have FIFA on? I have it on Xbox. Xbox One, of course. Worth getting rid of Forster this week for -4 because you got no goalkeeper next week. Would you have a goalkeeper this week? Because if you do, I would probably just wait and see. Depends who you're going to bring in, really. I think you have to try and save the triple captain for double game weeks. That's what most people know will do. Will Noah Aguero be better for FPL if he leaves the Premier League? It depends what you. It depends what you consider better. I mean, some people like the fact they can just bring in someone like Aguero and captain him over. It kind of takes the decision out of their hands. Then they get to play around with everything else. But I'm kind of liking having Aguero. When I got rid of him before he actually become a dead option, it was quite nice to be able to captain other players. Hi, Mark. Where's Mark? I've had Firmino longer than you kept Ibra during his doubt. Can you ever keep a player so long it becomes a problem? Even if he gets a brace, I'm still down. Well, if he gets a brace, you're not as down as much as if he didn't get a brace. The thing is, you have to... I mean, it sucks when you keep a player too long, right? But you have to forget about what's gone. Does that make sense? Like for Mkhitaryan, for example, I know I kept him too long, right? Everyone knows I kept him too long. But I didn't think Leicester away and then Watford at home was the time to get rid. So I had to forget that 5 game weeks are gone with no points and just think he's still a good option for the next 2. So you have to do that with Firmino. Now, to me, I don't really like the look of Liverpool mids. So I'd probably still cut loose eventually. Or like soon enough. But you have to try and forget the previous weeks. Even though it's very hard to do that. Like I should have done, well, maybe should have done that with Sigurdsson, but Sigurdsson had a couple of tougher fixtures. I don't think Mark is here. I don't know why people are saying hi to him. Unless he's lurking. Would I bench Phillips or Brunt? Villaronca had Benteke for ages. It must clearly work to keep certain players even when they blank. Yeah, I mean, Villaronca will always go for 2 transfers. That's just how he plays. Now, it does work. I mean, most players... Obviously, you bring in a player for a reason. If he doesn't score for 2 or 3 weeks, that's annoying. But you have to look at it as goal week as a hot... goal week, Jesus, I need some beer. As like a stretch of fixtures. So like if you bring Benteke in, like I'd be confident that he'd score 1 or 2 goals, say over 5 fixtures. So if he doesn't score for the first 4, but then scores a brace, then it's kind of okay, if that makes sense. Rather than rushing to get rid, because if you're constantly transferring the same, like if you're constantly transferring out your 3rd striker for another 3rd striker, then chances are you are going to miss the goals. It's very hard to predict a run of like 2 to 3 games where a striker's going to score and do that like 3 or 4 times with different strikers. But at the same time, I know just how easy it is to talk yourself into getting rid of a player that's not done anything, like I did with Sigurdsson. Hazard, I talked myself into getting rid of him for the money. Oh, that's getting dry. Villaronca is a player in the Fantasy Football Scout Hall of Fame. He's been #1 for ages. He's currently #2 though, but he's never finished outside the top 5k. It's a ridiculous record. And his main, well, not his main, but one of his tactics is to never take a hit. And I think he always banks. So he's got 2 transfers. So he'll make a transfer, 2 players, and then he won't make a transfer the next week. He'll wait until he's got 2 freebies again. Thoughts on Niang? I'd like to see a bit more from him first, but I do like him as a potential option. But I'm basing that, speaking of FIFA, mostly on FIFA, because I see that he's pretty quick. I think he did he do okay in Serie A? I'm not going to pretend to know like loads about him because I just don't. But yeah, it could be an option, but I'd like to see more before I start bringing players out. And obviously, he could blank in 28. In your opinion, the Lukaku troll label comes from his confidence, which is never consistent from game to game. If he scores early, then confidence is high. Well, I don't think you can ever predict 4 goals from any striker, right? I mean, none of us expected 4 goals. I expected maybe a goal and assist, 2 goals max against Bournemouth. I don't think he's a troll because of his confidence. I mean, he's a troll because FPL managers like to label players with certain tags. And because you get Lukaku in at a certain point, he doesn't score, and suddenly he's a troll. And I have players like that. Not that I would call trolls, but I have players that always seem to do well when I don't own them, like Morales and Barkley. When I get them in, they just never do anything for me. But that's just me getting them in at the wrong time. Are we pronouncing Villaronca correctly? I have no idea. If he wants to come on the show and tell us how to pronounce it, and also how to do well at FPL, I'd love to hear from him. You can have TM's spot on the show. What league is Villaronca second? No, he's not second in the league. There's like a Hall of Fame in Fantasy Football Scout. It looks at your ranks for like the past 7 or 8 seasons, something like that, and gives you a score based on where you finished. But I expect Torres Magic has got a link to Villaronca's team. He can post in the chat. Should be able to post website links as a moderator. Has anyone else in here got Rondon and wants to get rid but has bigger fires power? Yeah, Rondon's one of those annoying players that's not really doing a lot but doesn't blank, so we'll see. Okay, yeah, that's how you spell it, BS, but how do you pronounce it? How does an English person pronounce it? Runka? I don't know. Ah, there's his team. Okay, let's oh. Yeah, that's what Oh, 595 subs now. 5 away from 600. If you're watching and you haven't subbed, make sure you do. You know when I'm going live next week. Okay, maybe he does do 1 transfer sometimes then, but generally he banks a transfer. Ah, yeah, okay, he did 1 transfer last week, but he still got 2 saved. Because he saved 1 from 23, so... And he's made 2 this week. But this man is, honestly, this is his ranks. 4,668 is his worst rank. That is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 seasons. That is just ridiculous, seriously. super impressive. You know, Gabbiadini blanks, but he's got to be considered. Well, he's not got to be considered this week or next week, really, I don't think. So, who knows? We might not want him by then. I mean, yeah, he could be good, but Southampton generally don't score many goals. Whether he could change that, we'll see. Would you swap Jones to Valencia as United have good fixtures regardless of blanks? I don't like that because he's going to miss 2 games. It depends on your team. If you're absolutely sure you can cover his blanks and you've got players that are definitely going to start, then Valencia has looked good. And he's the most nailed on in that Man United defence, but yeah. I'm not so sure about that transfer myself. But this is what his team currently looks like. So I'd say 2 transfers this week. I don't know how much money he had before. I'd say perhaps Benteke has gone and Stanislas maybe. But he's got Robertson in ready for next week. Do I have a fantasy league? Yes, it should be in the description below. Below the stream, it should be in there. Yeah, it's definitely there. I just checked. You have 4 players blanking against 26. What are your moves? I actually have 5 if you include Amat. And Crouch has Spurs away. So my plans are Phil Jones to probably Funes Mori tonight. And then Mkhitaryan to a West Ham midfielder, probably Antonio. Amat to Coleman. That's it then. I can bench Crouch, Ibra and Sanchez. I may get Djokovic in as well. I don't know about that yet. Decide next week. Do you think you can... Yeah, Thomas, I do have a league. It's in the description below the stream. Let me put it in the chat. I actually think... slightly off topic. I think YouTube needs to do a bit of a better job with their streaming because I don't know if you've ever watched Twitch streams. It's obviously mainly for gaming. But they have some really good features. Like you can set up a bot which will periodically like spam a message basically. It's like you can set it to like every 5 minutes it will put a message about the league. Or if anyone says, what's your transfers? It'll pick up on transfers and yours. And then it will just say, I've already made this transfer, I'm looking at this, so you don't have to keep repeating. It's kind of handy. Hit Central. Yeah, but I don't mind that to set up for the long term. I don't know if they've got those, sorry, just going back to it, I don't know if they've got those kind of bots for YouTube. It'd be super handy though. Is Antonio playing up front? I think I read that he was playing off of Carroll, but I could be wrong on that. But I think he's generally been playing less as a right wing back, so I'm happy enough with him, I think. But I'd look at Snodgrass too. I think I can afford... Yeah, we can just do the transfers now. To have a look at them. So it'll be Jones and Amat out. And Mkhitaryan. For, let's say, Funes Mori. Let's see if I can even afford this before I start talking about it. Yeah, and 7.9, so I'll go for one of the West Ham midfielders. Do I watch boxing? Not really. Like, if the boxers do a good job of... if the boxers do a good job of promoting it, and like they make me interested in it, then I might watch it, but I'm not a fan of boxing mostly. Why did scoring only start from game week 23? Because that's when I set up the league. I thought it'd be more interesting for the streams to set it up going forward than get someone in who's just already had a great season and is just automatically going to win it. Do you think you can catch up in the Fantasy Football Scout Moderators League? No, I'm not going to win that. I don't think there's a chance of that. Let's see where I am. So, like, for most leagues, I would say like 100 points is still catchable, but not in a league with players who take FPL so seriously. Like, there's no way I'm going to catch Torres Magic. I'm not going to get 100 points. I would have to get some really good differentials in, and I'm not going to do that when I have other leagues I want to win as well. What I'd like to do is finish top 10. I think that would be good, because I finished quite low last year. So I'm not far off top 10 either. So that's kind of my aim right now. What time am I finishing today? I don't know really. We're coming up for 2 hours. We'll see how it goes. I think 2 hours is going to be my aim, like minimum. And then from there, it really just depends if people are still tuning in, really. If people are still want to watch and they're still chatting, then let's do it. Do you know what I mean? You've been on a great run, Andy. Yeah, to be fair, I chose a good time to start streaming, really. But it's good, though, because it shows that you can, you know, a few good decisions and you can climb up the ranks. So I don't think I will close off the league. I don't think there's a need to, really. I mean, it starts in Gameweek 23, so there's no prize, no. Not unless the sponsor suddenly comes along, wants to sponsor the stream and provide some prizes. Where do you start from if you join Andy's League? Everyone will start on Game Week 23. At any points you scored since then. So like TM says 23, 24. None of it would have happened without Crash. I know, I owe it all to you. How's it going, Sergio? Good to see you. All the way from America. Any G&Ts tonight? Should Beckham get a Knighthead? Should, of course he should. Would you not have a voucher of €50 or something? I don't know, where am I getting €50 from? Do I listen to any other podcasts or watch the FPL show? I do tend to watch the FPL show, yeah. I don't usually listen to other podcasts, but not for a good reason, really. I just never think about it, really. I should do, though. I should listen to other people. Get a different perspective. I don't know, never have time. I never really think about it. You not get paid for YouTube. Dude, I've got like 590 something subscribers and a couple of thousand views. I ain't getting paid for that. But when I'm making millions, yes, I'll put up a prize for the league. Yeah, I know there's loads of good podcasts. Like, there's loads of different ones. I see them on Twitter all the time. Just getting a chance to listen to them all. I mean, like, I used to, before I was on the Scoutcast, I used to always watch it. That was kind of the one that I would watch. So I never bothered watching any others. Just because I like the Scoutcast. I always tend to do that, though. I tend to just stick to like one or two rather than try and listen to them all. Like for anything. Same with games and stuff, really. I should listen to... 599 subscribers. So close. Do I see more fantasy football games being set up to rival FPL? Maybe. I mean, you got to remember, there is already quite a few other like fantasy options. They're just not as popular as FPL. I mean, FPL is very accessible. The point scoring is pretty simple. It's Premier League, which obviously is the biggest or most watched league in the world. Doesn't include like FA Cup and Europe and stuff, so it's fairly simple to get into. So possibly they might get set up. Whether they can do any good, I don't know. We'll have to see. They should talk more about FPL on TV. I think that's coming, to be honest. I think more and more now you'll see like a little snippets of people saying, "Oh, that won't be good for fantasy football," or like Gary Lineker tweeted the other day about how good Lukaku's haul would be for fantasy football. I think it's slowly getting bigger in like more popular like media, like TV and stuff. I think the FPL show, for example, is on TV in other countries, just not in the UK. Can I wear headphones in work? Yes, I can. Sandra, please keep it in English. I know you usually do, so. FPL on Sky Sports. Yeah, that will never happen, though, unfortunately, because Sky Sports have their own game. So they're not going to start talking about FPL. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't know if FPL will get picked on or picked up more. I think it could. I know like quite a few of the big like FIFA and football YouTubers start talking more about fantasy. Whether they'll take it a step further, I don't know. Listen to Always Cheating. I may well do. Can you see changes where transfers can be made right up until kickoff? No, I don't know if that will happen. Like it used to be, like the deadline used to be 11:30 for FPL. So even if the kickoff was 12:45, rather than the deadline be 11:45, it's 11:30. So I don't think they'll ever do it. So you can see the team sheets. I think that's another kind of way to keep it maybe a bit more interesting and less. Because obviously, as soon as you can see the lineups, like the hardcore players will have another advantage. So we'll see. The one thing though, when I know like a few people have said that like NFL fantasy is huge in America, it's on TV, but there's a big difference in that you can't gamble on sport, right? And am I right in saying that? You can't gamble on sport in America? So whereas you can on fantasy, is that right? Which is one of the reasons it's so big. Whereas obviously in the UK and stuff you can bet to whatever you want. Have you locked on Sanchez captain? Yes, absolutely. I won't change. Like last week I had it on Lukaku. I had a slight thought about Ibra, but I looked at the fixture and just went Kane. Lads, please just chat in English. Is there an option to do a draft game in FPL? There isn't one within the game. There isn't one within the game. Obviously, you can do one on the side if you like. Like I play in a couple of draft games. You can now FanDuel and Kings, yeah. No, but that's what I mean. In America, you can gamble via things like FanDuel and Kings. You can't just put a bet on the match, can you? I remember reading that somewhere. That's why fantasy is so big in America, because they're gambling laws. Whereas over in the UK and Ireland, etc., you don't need to bet on fantasy to bet on sport. I could have that wrong though. Does anyone play Sky Fantasy here? I've played it before. I actually kind of wish I'd signed up this year because they changed the way the captain works, which I prefer. In the future, they could bring in deadlines for each match day, a bit like home FPL. I don't think they'll do that because that just requires more work to play the game. If anything, I think they'll just bring back a second game, but we'll see. Antonio Snodgrass in for Ali. You currently have Ericsson Ali double up. I don't know if you need to make that transfer, to be honest. Not this week. I mean, yes, West Brom at home is a nice fixture. I think West Ham have fairly good fixtures, don't they? I don't know. I just don't know if that's worth it this week. Like Spurs have Stoke at home afterwards. Yeah, Watford away, Chelsea at home. They're not ideal, to be honest. I know they don't blank, but I think it might just be you with the camera. Looks okay to me. Just reloading it to see. Yeah, no, it looks good. So the current poll, I don't know how many people have voted, but it's 63% for Sanchez captain, only 21 for Ibra and 15 for Sigurdsson. It's interesting. In some states you can gamble. People gamble with friends, co-workers, or even bookies. Okay. The thing is, I mean, there's loads of changes they could make in FPL to be like the other games, but is FPL popular because of the way it works right now? Maybe. Like, if they brought in all these changes, would it go down? Like, popularity, that is. Maybe. Do the Jones transfer now. Yeah, I think I need to... I think I'm bringing in Funes Mori. I think. Let me take Maguire out. I like seeing this all side by side. Oh no, I can't just delete that, can I? Just delete this. It just helps my thought process if I can actually see. See, Funes Mori has 3 nice home games in the next 6. Mawson has 3 too. And then only 1 nice away fixture for Funes Mori, whereas Mawson potentially has 2, but Everton's surely going to keep more clean sheets over those 6 games. I like Maguire. He has 3 okay home fixtures too, plus a nice away one. I don't know. Might have to do it off stream where it's less pressure. Stop copying TM. How am I copying you? Oh, Funes Mori, do you mean? If anything, bringing recovered balls from Champions League, it opens up so many other options. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of ways they could bring other players into the game, like defensive midfielders. It's just whether or not... yeah, it's just whether or not we want to do that. I don't know. It's not exciting to have a defensive midfielder doing well, really. He's just recovered his 5th ball of the game. Like, I really need his 6th one. I don't know. I wouldn't be against it, to be honest. Like, any change I'm back. No panic. No pints though. I got a Coke. It's probably way too late to drink a Coke. Caffeine will keep me awake. Poor Mrs. She's asleep on the couch right now. She's got to get a catch at a catch. Jesus Christ. Coach at 1:45. She is off for the weekend. Leicester look decent against Man United. Not sure about decent. We'll all be happy if Sigurdsson scores. I think Brunton's 5.1 now, right? Yep. Weekend of streaming. I might stream tomorrow, but it'd be games, not FPL. Unless something major happens, but I doubt I'll stream FPL. I'm not. No, I'm not. It's not a free weekend. I've still got the little one to look after. But luckily, he's still young enough that he goes to bed quite early, so evening's free. Don't you get grief from her indoors for spending too much time on FPL? Nah, not really. I mean, one way she puts it is I could be out getting pissed at the pub every night instead. She's quite she's happy enough for me to do what I like doing. Can't wait to get my boy involved in FPL. Yeah, I might get my little boy to get a team next year. We'll see. He'd definitely have Sergio Aguero in it. Should stream during the games. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to because... yeah, I'm just not going to be able to stream during the games. I have already said, though, that Gameweek 38, there will be a live stream. I'm going to make sure I'm around during the day then. Just because all the matches are playing at the same time. And that's a few weeks off, but... streaming during the games on a weekend is just tough, do you know what I mean? It's the one time I'm off. Like, doing it in an evening when I'm in anyway is perfect. Don't want to start losing weekends as well. I'd love to do it though during the games. Like tomorrow, for example, when do you do it? There's only 5 games on during the 3 o'clock till 5. How's it going, Illusions? Hey Curtis, good to see you. I'm still going to captain Sanchez, yeah. Are you planning to go all out attack and Mario? Oh god, I hope she's not watching. Can't reveal my plans on that one. Maybe there'll be a engagement proposal stream one day. Who's my vice captain? It is... let me get my team on stream. Team on screen. Jesus Christ. Seriously, I need some English lessons. Yeah, I'm captaining Sanchez. Currently. We'll see. Sorry, I'm trying to look for a question I just saw. Oh yeah, sorry, my team's out now. So vice captain is Ibra. Mkhitaryan, he would be such a tempter this week. Oh, that's a differential captain. Am I willing to sell Ali? Eventually. Not this week though. But this is the thing. I said this earlier in the stream. It's all well and good me saying Ali and Eriksson, Sigurdsson, not quite sure, but I had an easy way to get Sigurdsson in, so I never had to worry about it. I'm probably not going to play Holobas. I'm probably going to take Jones out for a hit tonight, and it will probably be. Well, I'm still waiting for you guys to help me decide. It's between Mawson, Funes, Mori, and Maguire. So, put a number in the... Oh, shit. Put a number in the chat of the one you think I should bring in. Just put the number. This is for a hit. I know everyone thinks for a hit is bad, but I'm going to have to do it next week anyway. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 2. You changed it to 2. Aspen, seriously, can you stop using like whatever awesome language that is, but just try and use English, please, because no one else knows what you're saying, or most people won't know what you're saying. Yeah, I thought Funes Mori would be popular. But obviously, just remember that means I'm going to be doubling because I'm going to have Coleman. Yeah, Maguire good after the Arsenal game. I don't know if I should let the Arsenal game put me off because longer term I do like him. Double Everton defence though. So the chat seem to think that Funes Mori is the best option. Curtis says, for some reason I'm not keen on putting Sanchez captain between Hull's form and Arsenal's Champions League game. I think we might be exaggerating Hull's form a little bit. I'm not convinced they've suddenly turned into this defensive powerhouse, especially away from home. I can see why people are having those thoughts, but I think Sanchez can score about just about anyone. What do I think about Schlupp for Jones? Will play as a winger. That could be an okay move as long as he does come in and play as the winger and get straight into the team. Like for my team, I have other fish to fry, so to speak. Fish to fry, is that the way to say it? I don't know. I have to start getting players that aren't going to blank, so I can't go for Crystal Palace. What about West Ham defender? I mean, the only one I'd really consider is Cresswell for attack and returns, but he's quite expensive, and I think he's injured. Or Byram, and whether or not he's going to keep his place, I don't know. It's just too much of a risk. Liverpool dominated that match last week. Alexis is nailed on points, quite possibly. Yeah, I like Robertson as an option because he's guaranteed to play, and he's a bit cheaper than Maguire. You have to remember that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Maguire's going to keep his place, but there are, I don't know. Yeah, to be honest, if I don't get Funes Mori or Mawson, then I probably don't make the transfer. I probably just play Holobas. I'm playing Brunt just because I have to. I know his away form's not great, but can't have the perfect fixtures every week. Yeah, I think Maguire is like the classic, or almost fantasy football scout option that most people aren't going to know about him outside of like kind of the hardcore FPL players. Yeah, I could just play Holobas. This is the thing, if I play Holobas this week and then I'm deciding next week, I think I go for the whole defender, so it's probably best just to wait, unless I'm getting Funes Mori, but I'm not convinced by double up on Everton defence. But then I do like Jakupovic as the goalkeeper, but am I going to spend a goalkeeper transfer? The main reason I'm looking at getting this defender in this week is because I'm going to have to take the hit next week anyway. So it makes no difference on points front. Well, obviously next week I have more info, so I don't know. Heaton just doesn't look good. Like, this is bad. 2 bad home games and 4 away games. I think I want Jakupovic. Info is power, that's true. Next week, yeah, I'm definitely getting Coleman next week. Mawson. Sorry, I know this is where it's getting confusing with my team. It's all up here in my head. So I'm getting Coleman, and oh yeah, and I need a cheap defender as well, and maybe a goalkeeper. We'll see. Maybe not that confusing. You're captaining De Bruyne instead of Alexis. Could be a nice differential. It's a bit of a risk. Problem with De Bruyne, he seems to be coming so deep. It's not that like Bournemouth is a bad fixture for them, but still. Amount of times you like see him picking the ball up from one of the centre backs. I don't think I'm gonna. I'm not too bothered about doubling on Everton defence because I don't think I'm going to go for one of their midfielders. I've been burnt by Morales now, and Barkley I just have this thing against him, so it ain't going to happen. Interestingly though, just to bore you with my team a few more minutes. Let's say I go for Snodgrass instead of Antonio. I think I can afford Coleman and Baines. Yeah, I can. So if I go Snodgrass, sorry, instead of Antonio, so that means I've got a fairly cheap midfield. And I can get Coleman and Baines. Is that then suddenly much better? I don't know. The only way I can't do that is if I get Antonio. This is why it's probably better just to wait until next week and play Holobas, because I've got a few options. And next week we will know who's going to blank or not. We should do. How do you pronounce that new whole defender? Ranocchia? Ranocchia? Maybe that's why he's not been mentioned much, because no one can say his name. I think as well you can save a couple of like Robertson's 4.3, Maguire's 4.4. So I know it's only like a tiny saving, but that does come into it. Ranocchia. Do Nokia still make phones? Oh, hang on a sec. Sorry, thought I saw something on Twitter that was interesting, but maybe not. Do you practice player surnames before going on the scout quest? Not really. Usually if there's someone that I know is going to be brought up I can't pronounce, sometimes I will. Not practice, but I'll maybe ask the guys before how it's pronounced. Like, before the last one, we were discussing how you pronounce Gabriel Jesus, because I was saying Jesus, like Jesus Navas, etc. I think it was Mark was saying that the J was solid and it's Jesus because it's Portuguese, not Spanish. So it does happen. Why do I have Holobas? So the first thing to remember is just because he's in my team doesn't mean I have to play him every week. The last 2 times I've played him are both at home. So I got an assist, almost got the clean sheet I suppose. It wasn't, it was fairly late on into the match. And then Middlesbrough at home, we've got another clean sheet. So, sorry, not another clean sheet, but a clean sheet. That's 10 points last 2 games, 5 points a game, that's okay. I haven't played him all that much I don't think over these fixtures. 16 to 20. Let's have a look. Probably have now. That's where you just see -1 in my team every week. There you go, I can see 1. So I played him once. 5 at the back, Jesus. Oh yeah, something went seriously wrong there. Well, I don't think I actually started him that week. Twice, probably 3 times then. I'm at, Jesus, 0 points. Yeah, so I've not been playing him that much. He's not a great pick, but you have other fires to put out. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I will get rid of Holobas eventually, but he's got West Ham at home next game week in a game week where I need all the players I can get. No real reason to get rid of him just yet. Yeah, solid J for Jesus. I know you have Brunt, but you consider Neom at 4.3. Not really, I don't necessarily want to double up on any of the fences. Like, the problem with West Brom is, like, if you've already got their players, then great, but West Ham away, I'm not expecting a clean sheet. 2 home fixtures could be good, but Bournemouth do tend to score. And then it's Everton, Arsenal, and Man United, plus an away game to Watford. So I'm not expecting. And in fact, look at this. This is awful. So there's what, 7 fixtures there, and 5 of them are Everton, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, and City. That's not a good run of fixtures. I don't want double West Brom defence. I know he's a midfielder, yeah, but he's not performing away from home. We'll see this week. So yeah, I'm a bit wary of Brunt. Sorry, not wary of Brunt, but wary of Dublin. Brunt reclassification next year, possibly. I'd say probably, yeah. Any thoughts on when our wild card before game week 34 or 37? I'll have to wait and see which fixtures fall when. So it'd probably be for 34, I suppose. Yeah, it'd have to be for the first one, right? To make sure I got the right players. It depends if my team's in a good state or not, but it probably wouldn't be. I'd say Torres Magic got Sigurdsson in. I'm not even going to look at his team. I don't know that. Look at Chambers' fixtures. Okay. Callum Chambers, the man no one's talking about right now. But this is the problem, not problem, but the thing with like game weeks, you just forget about everyone else. I mean, to me, that's not the greatest fixtures, really. I think they'll do well against Everton, but I can see Everton scoring. Then it's 2 away fixtures. Sunderland's okay, although that could be a blank. We don't know yet. And then Man United at home, it's not great. And then another 2 away fixtures, so I have no interest in Callum Chambers right now, to be honest. Still alive, so yeah, how's it going? Have you just got in? Have you been on the whiskey? Would I consider downgrading Phillips to Tom Carroll to upgrade Crouch or the Twins? Yes, but I'm not that interested in the players that would... kind of the options that would give me for Crouch, for example. I'd rather get rid of like Mkhitaryan to Tom Carroll and go 3-4-3, something like that. I kind of like Phillips still as an option, at least for the next 3 games. After that, I'll have to start looking at potentially getting rid of him. Dunno. Should you do Jones to Alonso for -4 or play Phillips or Stanislas? I would just play Phillips instead of taking a -4 for that, I think. You might keep Holobas. To be honest, I might as well. It all depends when you're going to have to play them. So I won't have to play him in 27, but then again, 28 could be a problem. If you can keep him until down here, Sunderland, West Brom, Swansea at home, they're not the worst fixtures, even for a card magnet like him. Hull are playing a back 4. I think Maguire played right back for a while. Now he's playing centre back. Davis is out for actually maybe another 6 weeks or so, I think. Someone did say that Dawson hasn't missed a game when he's been fit. Obviously, they've just bought Ranocchia as well. But one of the guys in the chat is a Hull fan. He thinks Maguire's been playing amazing, so doesn't look like he's going to lose his place. Well, Robertson is the safety pick there, yeah. TM will never clarify his transfer. He'll just wind you up a bit. Oh, look at Sai. He's still got Aguero. He's going to keep him and captain him. What a nightmare that'll be. Without looking, I'd say TM your transfer is a Spurs mid to Sigurdsson. If Hull cave in against Hull, all Robertson plans could be off. TM is Torres Magic. Just quicker than saying Torres Magic. The guy in chat. I know what you're saying about Dawson and Ranocchia, but they just kept 2 clean sheets with Maguire there. He's played the last 10 games. Three at the back. So if you do go 3 at the back, does that not mean that Robertson is suddenly the better option? In which case, considering he's cheaper as well, is he not the one we should be going for, maybe? Torres Magic is the name of a guy in chat. Look at the chat and you'll see. God, Robertson doesn't shoot very much, does he? Sorry, I'm just looking up Robertson. Jesus, he really doesn't shoot that often. He averages a shot every about 400 minutes. And he hasn't created that many chances either, to be honest. What's my team value once all players are removed? Good question. It's going to involve a lot of clicking, which is annoying on the mic. $102.3, pretty low, I'd say. Yeah, he doesn't look like a goal threat to me. Possible assists, but even though he doesn't look like he creates a whole lot. But I suppose, without trying to disappoint too much, Danny, it is Hull, right? So, how many chances is he going to get to create a chance? I reckon Mark will stick with Sigurdsson captain. I don't know. Be surprised if he doesn't just go Sanchez. We'll see. He's a big fan of Sigurdsson though. Maybe not as big as Jonty, but he does like him. Can I mock up my starting team for Gameweek 28? Not really. I mean, it's going to be the same as... Because Crouch has another bad fixture in Gameweek 28. Man City away. So... But who knows what I'll do with Ibrahimovic and Sanchez. I don't know. Next week I'll have a much better idea. Yeah, 102.3 is really bad. See if Mark's online. Get him to come and defend his honour that he's going to keep Sigurdsson as captain. $104.5 is not low if you're taking off all the if you're taking out all the players. Jesus, it's like 2 million more than me. Cheeky Skype, yeah, just open Skype. Yeah, it's midnight here. Captain Mkhitaryan, no, that's a step too far for me, I think. Did play really well in the last game. Hopefully he'll do it again. I'm just happy to get his points, to be honest. Don't want to go for a risky captain like that. Nearly in the top 100k, man. I actually did check my Skype to see if Mark was online. Tell him that no one believes him. Yeah, some people might have just put team value ahead of stellar value. Gets mixed up quite a lot. How's it going, Patagul? Yeah, your last game week was very nice. That's my second 90 plus score in the last 4 weeks, which is nice. Not expecting that this week, really not. Although saying that, like when I look at my midfield, that's three players with really good fixtures, and then Ali, who's not a bad option either. Crouch could even do something against Palace. Defence is lacking a bit, but that's the way it goes. Does Mark watch any of your streams? Probably not. He's watched a few. Not regularly, I don't think. You look at FPL stats every night. It's worth doing if you're really conscious about your team. But it's just price rises. Sometimes I just try and forget about them, to be honest. It's so annoying having them dictate to you. Wonder what the bonus points debate will be over this week. I don't know, it depends who everyone captains. Probably Sanchez, I guess. Like, so I've made a few transfers based on, like, I got rid of Lovren for Jones. Now, Jones did have some good fixtures, but I kind of did it when I did because of price rises or price changes. Jones was going up and Lovren went down and didn't actually work out for a few weeks. Jones hasn't been the great transfer, to be honest. But that's the way it goes. Yeah, exactly. There's only a bonus point debate if there's a popular player. No one cares otherwise. What do you think of Mark Noble as a differential captain? To me, that is a differential too far. I mean, you're pretty much relying on penalties with Mark Noble, right? And how many goals has he scored from open play? You're really considering transferring out Ibra for Costa for Gameweek 26, then getting Ibra back in. I mean, that is an option. But you can decide. The beauty of that is you can decide next week when we have loads more information. So about the blanks. Yeah, he's on all set pieces, but I don't know. He's not Sigurdsson, is he? I won't be captaining him. Okay, let's see if there's a few RMT tweets. Lose Ericsson or Ali for Sigurdsson. I answered this in the video. I don't like having to do either, but you probably have to get rid of Ali out of those two. But I'm not sure I'd like to be the one clicking that transfer though. Yeah, but okay, so goal versus assist discussion. That's fair enough. But bonus points just because your player didn't do very well. Don't know. I don't see too much wrong with the bonus points. Most of the time it seems to work out. Like, work out fairly, that is. For me, it's much better than man in the stands. Oh, excuse me. Oh, the yawning has commenced. Is Alonso too expensive now for people who still don't have him? What is he now? He's 6.7, right? I mean, he's a guaranteed well, mostly. He's guaranteed like 6 points per game. There's probably not many midfielders that are doing the same for that money. So, it could still be. I don't know if this week's the right time to bring him in though. I mean, it's always going to be annoying to bring in a player like Alonso at 6.7 when other players got him for 5.9, but it could still be good value at that price. Perhaps give the assist for the player pass into the pen winner. If he also... No, I don't think so. Don't think they need to like add more assists, to be honest. The thing is, Chelsea fixtures are still fairly nice, I think. Well, that's a few good home fixtures there that are nice, but obviously they're probably going to miss 28, so you have to take that out. I think you probably don't bring Alonso in now, but I think he's still going to do the business at 6.7. I can see why you wouldn't bring him in though. Much easier to get rid though when you've not made money on him. I am looking at Maguire, yeah, but I don't know, I might just get Jakupovic, maybe get Mawson this week. But then Mawson has to play Chelsea away, which is a no-go. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he scores a header versus Chelsea. That would be pretty awesome. Pogba's had good underlying stats for a while now. Well, you certainly don't bring him in. If you've got him, well, maybe you could give him 1 more week. Thoughts on Gabriel Jesus, Harry Kane and Lukaku as a front three for the next few weeks? I like Kane and Lukaku. Jesus, if you can like work around the blanks, then he looks good. I don't know if he's almost a certainty just because he can play on the wing, because one, he's come in and not played on the wing yet. I know Pep said he can, but doesn't mean he's going to play him there. Sterling and Sané have played really well. And how long is Aguero going to sit on that bench for? Potentially a lot, but I don't know. We will see. Yeah, lose Pogba to get Sigurdsson. It's probably the right move. Just find it tough this week when we've got Watford. Someone took a 20-point hit below me. Let's have a look. Oh, it's you. Fair play. Is Siggy and Costa the way to go in order to replace Aguero, or should I get Ibra and a 6 million mid? I wouldn't get Ibra because next week he's not going to play. So Costa or Lukaku. Like Costa and Sigurdsson seems like a good move, but Costa could blank in game week 28, but that's 3 game weeks away. So. If you can downgrade Aguero to a good striker and get Sigurdsson in, that looks like a pretty nice move to me. I'd consider Lukaku. Because Lukaku has Middlesbrough away, and that's Middlesbrough a pretty tight defence. They're conceding a lot of chances, but not conceding many goals. And then Burnley at home have done pretty well. Do I think Costa is good value for money? I think you have to say yes to that. He's so consistent. You think Antonio will outscore Sigurdsson in the next 5? I'm not so sure about that. I'm really hoping the Burnley and Chelsea game is 0-0. All I have are Alonso and Heaton. Oh, excuse me. But I don't think it will be. I think Chelsea could walk that. Man, Thomas, you have got Gabbiadini on the brain. I mean, he could do well against Sunderland, but Sunderland just kept 2 clean sheets. They're at home. Southampton don't tend to score too many goals. Will Gabbiadini change that? Maybe. I think there's better captain options out there. Oh, you sold Sigurdsson for Casino 4 weeks ago. Ouch. I've been wondering how players like Kane or Hazard might be over and minus 100%. I think price change sites find it much harder, to predict falls than they do rises. I mean, none of them are completely accurate, but price rises are a bit easier to predict than falls, and wildcards and stuff come into play as well. I'm sure Gabbiadini will produce, but he blanks next week. I've got other options this week for captain. I'm no rush to get him. Southampton have created more chances than Chelsea this year. Maybe they have. Yeah. They don't seem to convert them though. It's like Man United. Man United create quite a few chances, but we just can't convert them. And eventually that should catch up and even out, but who knows when that'll be. What's my worst ever transfer story? Don't know really. Made some bad transfers. Like last year, they got rid of Aguero or something for when he was injured. I got Sturridge in, like way before. Like he'd just come back from injury. There was no reason to get him in. And he played like 30 minutes against Newcastle or something. Then I ended up getting Aguero back. That's pretty bad. And in fact, actually, Baines has been really bad for me this year. I got Baines in earlier in the season, and then he got this like injury out of nowhere. We didn't hear about it in the press conferences. He just didn't play in the match, and then Koeman kept saying, oh yeah, he should be back this week, and then he wasn't. I had him for like 5 or 6 weeks and didn't play him once. And yeah, not bringing in Jamie Vardy last year was pretty bad, to be honest. Right, people, we are coming up for 3 hours. I am going to start calling it a night, I think. Unless anyone has any burning questions they want to ask me. The official site price rises are confusing. Well, there are no official sites for price rises. They're just all guessing. Well, mostly guessing. Got algorithms and stuff to work out. Captain is going to stay where it is. I'm going to have a bit more of a think on whether to take a hit for the defender. I will tweet out my full team when it's ready. Which matches will I watch this weekend? I will probably... Who's playing on Sunday? Swansea. I might watch Swansea versus Leicester just because of Sigurdsson. No, I'm not going to hit the button now because I can't. I don't know if I want to bring in one of those defenders. I need to think about it a bit more. I'm afraid. Let's do all the YouTube admin stuff. Hit the like button if you haven't already hit the like button, because I just love seeing that number rise. 33 likes so far. We got 50 on the last one, I think. So I need 17 more of you to go and hit the button. And also we're on 600 subscribers, so that's awesome. Thank you very much. Follow me on Twitter, I'll tweet my team out. Take a hit for Funes Mori. Yeah, I might do, I'll see. I just don't know if I want to double on Everton defence. More so I'm not convinced Swansea are going to start keeping clean sheets, so we'll see. Yeah, spam that like button. 43 likes, look at you, legends. Is there any point in taking a hit? Just say Hollowass gets 1 point and Funes Mori gets 2. Yeah, obviously that could happen. Or Funes Mori gets a clean sheet and a goal and I'm loving life again. 45 likes. I'm liking this. That was awful, I'm sorry. Oh, actually, the Let's Talk FPL number 10 actually got 54 likes. Yeah, hopefully the next stream will be Sunglasses Central. Hollowass is due a goal. Against Man United though, come on. .48 likes, we're nearly there. We need 7 more to break the streaming record. Yeah, but I've said this like a few times on stream. I'm going to make that hit next week anyway. Cheers, Craig. Thanks for tuning in. We'll I'll probably do another one on Sunday night. I don't think Monday's a good time to do it. And then the big stream will be the one after the FA Cup games. We can finally answer all those Game Week 26 questions you got. Should I get rid of this guy? Should I get rid of that guy? Etc, etc. See, what you guys don't realise, you're liking the video more and more, but when it hits 56, that means I can go. So really you're liking the stream to make sure it ends. I'm only messing, I need to go soon anyway. Right. Don't worry about the dislikes, someone always dislikes. It's all good. 53 likes, hopefully that'll be past the 54 by tomorrow night. Thanks all for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. I will tweet out the time for the next stream. I'll have to decide over the weekend. I'll tweet out my team when I've made my decision, and I will answer this last question from Jamie. Please settle 2 choices: Neon versus West Ham away, or Fernandes home to Leicester. Fernandes. And Tadic or Stanislas. I don't know what. I think Tadic has been starting consistently, so I'd probably just go for him because Stanislas might not. Thomas, good luck with Gabbiadini. I hope he does well for you. You can come and wax lyrical about him in the next stream. But yeah, I'm off now, otherwise I will never stop answering questions. And I need to sleep soon. So I appreciate all the likes, subscriptions, etc. I will catch you soon. Bye bye.